Charlie, was it? Do you remember everything about your job yet? Make sure you get all your work done before you head home.
Nice to hear from you, Amy. I am aware that everyone is supposed to be in the office today, so we can all work together. But many of the people have said that they can't find you and are waiting on you to come. Where are you at currently? From what I've been told, you've been away from your desk all day long today.
I'm not there because I've already gone home.
What? You already went back home. Nobody is supposed to be leaving until 6 p.m. though, correct?
Huh? Is a part-timer like you complaining about what I'm doing right now? How important do you really think you are? Don't you feel a little bit too stupid saying all of that to me? When I choose to go home from work has nothing to do with you, all right? And by the way, how old are you again, Charlie?
I'm 28 years old, and that's kind of why I don't really feel like what you do means anything to me.
Wow. You're 28 years old now, and yet you're still only working here part-time? You're not embarrassed by that at all or something? I became a full-time employee for this company the moment I graduated from college, by the way. I guess that means a part-timer like you and a full-time new hire like me are on completely different levels from one another, right? So could you stop whining about me with all of those odd complaints?
I wasn't trying to complain about you or anything there. I'm sorry you ended up taking all of it that way. I was just asked by the manager to check and see where you were at today because I had told him you started to text me. We've all been waiting in the office for you, and when we went to search for you, you were nowhere to be found. But if you've already gone home, then I guess the manager can get in touch with you tomorrow. Just, nobody really knew that you went and left work before the end of the day here. Can I please ask why you did that? A lot of the other people here are now kind of wondering why you left before everyone else.
I'll give it to you straight. I'm working for the company now because I have connections there.
That's not really the answer to my question, but is that right? I didn't actually know that.
My dad happens to be a manager for another department here, which means that there is not a single person here that sits below him that can talk back to me.
Is that so? But if you're planning on leaving work before 6 p.m., at least mentioning that to someone in the office would really be a help to all of us. So could you please do that next time?
Huh? Were you not just listening to what I said there?
I heard what you said before I went and asked you to start doing that.
You must be the type who can't really seem to read the atmosphere any then. Is that the reason why you're still only working as a part-timer here? Even though you're close to turning 30? If that happens to be the case, then you're never going to be able to find a proper job for yourself. And for the rest of your life, you will not be living very well.
What? Hold it right there, Amy. If that's really how you're going to talk about someone who's been in this company longer than you have, then we're going to have some problems down the line. I was only wanting to talk with you about work and you not being here. And since you've already gone home, that's fine. I'll see you tomorrow then before you go and talk with the manager.
I am so happy I never ended up becoming a part-timer like you. I hear that the only people invited to the CEO's wedding soon will be full-time employees. Really, it should be me getting married to that good-looking man. But so be it, I guess. I'm looking forward to finding myself another good-looking man at that wedding now. You're not getting invited since you aren't a full-time employee like myself. But that's not any of my business. How about you try becoming a proper employee here first, and then start working with me?
Oh, go ahead and say whatever else you'd like. And I hope that at the wedding you can find yourself a decent man. I'm going to turn my notifications off now for the rest of the night. See you tomorrow.
How was your day at work today? I really hope you're not feeling too stressed here having joined part-time after giving up your favorite career.
I'm still doing a lot in terms of working on the operations here at this company, so it's fun for me. A lot of this job is just like the last one I had, with a lot of really nice people around me as well. Well, I shouldn't be saying that everyone around me is nice, though. There are just a lot of them is all.
Is there something going on with one of the employees? You said that not everyone has been very kind to you, right?
Well, like everything in life, there are always going to be those problem people. I don't mind the fact that I'm only working part-time at the moment, but like I was expecting, there's always has to be at least one person in each company that looks down on those who aren't full-time. That kind of makes me sad, though, thinking someone like that is in the same department as me, even.
So they're a part of this company, and in your department? That's really unfortunate for me to hear. Later on, please tell me more about them.
I don't want to, though. You really think I want to talk any more about work when we're at home? I think right now you and I should be talking more about the wedding that's coming up, as well as our marriage.
That's a good point, actually. I don't want to force you to talk about your work some more when you're already out of work and at home. But if there's something or someone really bothering you there, then I'd like you to talk with me about it. I was the one that asked you to work part-time for me, so I'm the one who's responsible for you no matter what happens there.
You really don't have to say any of that. Just don't worry about this, please. I'm sorry for even bringing something like this up with you in the first place. You think you're going to be getting home from the office soon?
I'm actually on my way home from the office right now. I am really looking forward to what you've made for me for dinner tonight.
All right, wonderful. I guess I'll be seeing you really soon then, and should get to work on setting out your plate. Have a safe rest of your trip home.
Come on now. Why is a part-timer like you at this wedding right now? I just saw you out of the corner of my eye a second ago, Charlie. Did you forget that I told you only full-time employees were invited to this wedding?
But when you mention an invitation, actually you're here a lot earlier than any of the invitations said. I came here early because I have to start preparing for the wedding and all, but why are you here at this time?
I have some things that I have to do before the wedding starts. I'm very busy right now trying to get the CEO to forget about this wedding and to come and be my husband instead.
Excuse me?
Anyway, you're not the kind of person that should be at an event like this right now. Now, where did you run off to? Where are you hiding at right now? I want you out of this wedding venue right now. Get lost.
How can you say something so absurd? You understand whose wedding this is today, right? Who the bride of the CEO will be?
I just told you to get out of here right now. If you don't leave right now and go home, I'm going to take all of those documents you made up for the next quarterly meeting and we'll destroy them all. Is that what you want to have happening to all your hard work?
I can see there's no getting through to you then. I'm getting tired of having to text you while I'm getting ready anyway, so how about you come and see me so we can talk all of this out in person? Can you come and meet me in front of the restrooms in the lobby? That's where I'm going to go right now.
See what happens when you don't listen to me? That's what you get for trying to defy me today. Have you finally learned your lesson after having something as bad as that happen to you? If you have, then get the hell out of this venue. And if not, let me come back and do that to you again.
Do you have any idea what you've just done by doing such a horrible thing to me?
And do you have any idea what you've just done? Sneaking your way into the CEO's wedding before anyone else has even arrived? Not a single person at this wedding wanted an old hag like you coming today. Did you come here thinking you could try and get with one of the younger employees? I'm sorry to say, but with a face like yours, not a single man here would have been able to look at you straight.
My face? Because of the way you just punched me, half of my face is really badly swollen now.
Tell me, what is the real reason for you coming all the way out to this wedding you weren't even invited to today? Why the hell would a part-timing old hag like you be at the CEO's wedding of all things? If you've learned your place after taking a good square punch like that, get the hell out.
Are you sure you want me to leave this wedding?
Well, of course. There is no place for you at this event today. And the same goes for at work. If you don't start to realize that soon here and leave, you're going to be fired and have to live with that for the rest of your life. I could go and tell my dad about you right now, and he'll make sure that you never take another step into that office building again. Now, if you don't want that to happen soon, get lost. Besides, the company's full-time employees. Nobody else is allowed at this wedding.
You don't have to say anything else because I'm already leaving the wedding venue now, so go ahead and relax. The only thing is, though, you won't be staying calm for very long once you realize how much you're going to regret the choices you've made today. But that's nothing I particularly care about anymore. It would be wonderful if you noticed the dire consequences of your actions right now and started to apologize for them.
There is nothing in this world that scares me because I have my dad to protect me. Hurry up and screw off, you brain-dead old bitch.
All right then, goodbye forever. It's too late to stop what's going to happen next now, all right?
Who would want to stop all of this? I want this to lead to your ass quitting from the company and everything, to be honest with you.
I'm not leaving the company anytime soon. Goodbye now. Enjoy that wedding to the best of your ability.
Charlie, I have something that I kind of like to ask you right now. Do you mind answering your phone when I call? Charlie.
I'm in the hospital right now, so I can't talk on my phone. What the hell do you want from me anyway? Weren't you just telling me to get lost and leave the wedding not too long ago? As far as I'm concerned, there is nothing more for me to talk with you about now, especially over the phone of all things.
What? Why are you at the hospital right now? And you're no longer at the wedding venue is what you're saying?
Why would I be there right now after all you'd done and said to me? You told me to leave no matter what, and so I did. So what do you want with me right now?
Why are you at the hospital right now, though? Did you get hurt or something on your way home?
Are you joking with me now? You were the one that hurt me before I went and got out of that venue today. Even the doctor was concerned when he came in and heard that all of my injuries were caused by your punch. Not only is my left cheek completely swollen and bruised right now, but you ended up fracturing my cheekbone as well and splitting open my cheek. The inside of my mouth is also all cut up right now, and I'm going to need stitches inside my mouth as well where I bit down on it. Right now, they've just finished stitching up the inside of my mouth to stop all the bleeding, and now I'm going to go and see what internal damage was done, if any, to my brain. Do you not realize what all you did to me after you threw that punch?
Wait, you're telling me things have gone that wild since I hit you in the face? I never meant to actually cause you that much damage when I was doing it.
Well, you came at me with all your strength and laid that punch right into my face, calling it a good square punch, right? So what are you saying right now about not trying to cause this much damage to me? I'm going to take you to court for assaulting me, so please get yourself a lawyer or something.
Assaulting you? Huh? Why are you calling it an assault now, you idiot? Hold on a second. That's not even what I'm wanting to talk with you about right now. I wanted to talk with you in order to confirm something, if it's true or not about you.
What's that?
I really hate to have to ask all this, but Charlie, you're not actually supposed to be the bride at this wedding today, right?
What? You're asking me that kind of question now? Well, you're pretty late there, but yes, I was supposed to be the bride at the wedding today. But now I'm not going to be able to make it back there anymore, it seems, thanks to you. You really think the doctor is going to let me go back there with a face looking like this and a possible concussion? Not happening.
Are you serious? Why didn't you tell me that a lot sooner, Charlie? I just assumed you were nothing more than a part-timer who was close to their 30s, which meant that there was no reason for me to think that you, of all people, would be the CEO's fiancé. Had you told me something like that sooner, I would have never went and hit you in the face like that. Because you never went and said anything to me, this is all your fault now.
Huh? After all that's happened to me from you, how come I'm supposed to be the one at fault for it all now? I'm really not sure what kind of nerve you have saying that. But you could have seen that I was the CEO's fiancé just by taking a look at the invitations that were sent out to all our guests. Just seeing my name there in bold letters next to the CEO should have been more than enough to tell you who I am.
Your name? But this is Charlie Deed. No, wait, are you already married to the CEO?
I already am. The CEO is my husband. Do you have any issue with that by chance, Amy?
All there are issues for me now. Why were you hiding something as important as that from me this whole time? It's because I had no clue who you were that I went and took this path. For the time being, can't you just come back to the wedding now? Everyone here is getting a bit worked up right now because the bride can't be found anywhere, and the wedding can't start without you.
Is that so? Well, I've already made sure to tell my husband about everything that happened today, so I think soon enough the reason for me not being there will be told to all our guests.
What? What do you mean by everything that happened?
Oh, come on now, stop that. Everyone there is going to want to know why the bride of the CEO isn't there yet. I made sure to explain to my husband that I was punched in the face by you earlier and that you sent me to the hospital. I told him to have the wedding canceled today because there's no way I'm going to be able to go back there now, and that we can move the wedding to a new date down the road. I'm sure that even you, a good-for-nothing employee who only ever got a job at the company through connections in the first place, can imagine what'll happen when all of the employees learn who caused this cancellation to happen.
You're having the wedding canceled? And did you just say that all of this is my fault? Is that what you're wanting to say?
Not what I'm wanting to say, but what I am saying. It's the truth after all. The reason for why the wedding has to be canceled today is all thanks to your actions. You went and punched me, the bride of today's wedding, right in the face, sending me to the hospital.
You're lying, right? But you never told the CEO anything about all of that, right?
Were you seriously not listening to a single word I just said? I just explained to him a little bit ago that it was all your fault this happened after you went and punched me in the face. I said that all this happened because someone from the same department and everything as me had the wrong idea somehow of who I was and punched me over it. And that I am now in the hospital getting stitches and everything to help stop the bleeding.
Hold on a damn second. Why the hell would you tell him all of that unnecessary crap about what happened? Stop talking to him right now.
Telling me to stop talking to him now is far too late. I already spoke to him about it all, and he is going to handle you for me now. And trying to get me to take whatever I said to him back is impossible. Also, I heard something funny from my husband. You went and used your father again to get you close to my husband so that you could try and seduce him while he was in the dressing room talking with all of his management team.
What? That never...
Today is his wedding, of all things, so I really don't understand why you came and used your father's position to get close to my husband to flirt with him. I believe that your father is pretty ashamed of his actions as well now, right?
My dad doesn't know anything about what happened today yet.
Well, my husband made sure to go and have a word with your father first about all of this, though.
What?
And your father went and gave my husband the most sincere apology my husband has ever heard. I feel so bad for him, you know. He did so much for you, using his ties to get you into this company since you had no luck finding a job anywhere else. And in the end, all you went and did was embarrass him, causing many of the other managers to lose trust in him.
So what you're saying is you guys went and said unnecessary things to my father as well about this? Why the hell would you do something like that? Are you fine with my father getting furious with me after today? You are all seriously the worst kind of people.
Remember that it wasn't me that told your father anything, but rather my husband, the CEO, who did that. And what you ended up doing to the CEO's wife at her own wedding is something far worse than anything I have ever done to anyone. There is no merit in getting upset with me about all of this right now. Absolutely no meaning at all. What you should be doing right now is regretting the actions you took today, learning from them, and realizing why they were wrong, and apologizing to everyone for them, right?
Why did things turn out like this? All of this is crazy, right? I just didn't know anything about you was all. And I just wanted to be the one getting married to the CEO. And that's why I went and flirted with him for a bit. My dad even told me to do my best and get physical with him if I had to.
But my husband and your CEO, Felix, said no to all of your approaches, right? But you just kept on grinding up against him, trying to get his hands to touch your breasts. And when he walked away from you, you followed him all the way to the bathroom where you were finally stopped by him locking the door. None of this was the first time either, but thankfully he finally opened up to me about all the times you'd done that to him. And to think that on the day of his wedding to a woman he's already married to, you'd use your father to get close to him again and do all of that. I'm sure you're not aware of this yet, but you are in for one hell of a time now after everything you've done to trouble not only myself, but my husband and company CEO. I think the best thing for you right now is to go out and learn something called common sense before you go and join another company.
Is he upset with me as well now? What the hell did I do to deserve this? I just had a little misunderstanding is all.
So your misunderstanding led you all the way out to the wedding of two people you barely know? And your misunderstanding led you to use your father to get into my husband's changing room to try and seduce him using your body. And your misunderstanding led you to assault someone who you had no idea was the bride of that wedding? It may have all been a misunderstanding to you, but what you ended up doing has made you a criminal now. Having to talk with you anymore about this would be a waste of my time and energy, so I'm going to put my phone down now. Bye.
Wait, please. I've thought about it all now, and I feel a bit sorry.
Are you joking?
So, since I'm a bit sorry for what happened, Can we both act like none of this has ever happened? Just a second ago, you were going on about some ridiculous things, like how you'd be taking me to court for assaulting you. I'm not sure what the hell all of that was about, but could you please stop trying? I've never heard of anyone having to go to court before over a simple hit.
What should I be saying to you right now that will actually stick? All right, even if you had no idea who I was at the time, you did assault someone today, hurting them pretty badly. That's all I have left to really say to you now, because I really can't be bothered with you anymore, so I'm done talking. My head is pounding. I'm about to get an MRI done, and I just need to stop this. If you really do feel sorry for what you've done to me, next time you can show me that by not acting like a complete jackass. Well, the next time you'll be meeting me is in the courtroom, so you acting like a jackass will only get you further in trouble with the law. And if you think you're going to see me again at work, think again. You're not going to be working there anymore by the time I'm back.
Huh? I'm being fired is what you're saying? Why?
The fact that you continue to ask me why is really shocking to me, actually. It's actually kind of frightening that we've come this far now and you are still unaware of the consequences your actions have. Go have a chat with your family and then one with the police so that you can learn why this is all happening to you.
Stop talking about the police like that. I'm sorry for what happened. Look, I just went and apologized to you, didn't I? Why are you not going to forgive me for what happened now?
God, Amy, right now, what all you did to my husband and I isn't something you can be asking me for forgiveness from now. The problems you have caused are above all of that now. You are hopefully going to never assault someone like you did to me again. And you are also hopefully going to never be able to sexually assault anyone ever again like you've done with my husband. Also, you're going to be paying for this wedding now as well, since it does indeed cost a lot of money to have to cancel and then push back the date like we had to do.
Huh? You going to make me pay for that now too?
Are you daft or just mentally handicapped? Isn't that supposed to be obvious for people? You did so much to us, and that's not the only thing you'll be paying for either. Hence why I said for you to get yourself a lawyer. Looks like all of that time going overboard with the whole having a dad who is a manager of the company has finally caught up to you. I hope that the next time you're allowed to make any kinds of decisions, you think about their outcomes first and then make the right choices. Now I really have to go. Goodbye.
What? So you're really not going to forgive me for any of this? Charlie, you and I are supposed to be friends, right?
I don't get why you continue to carry on this story when it's already supposed to be over with. The consequences for your actions have already been shown to you, so you shouldn't be carrying on this conversation anymore with me. So would you please just shut up and leave me alone now?
I'm so glad we were able to finish this wedding with a happy ending. And thankfully, the wedding venue was willing to push our wedding back like that on the very short notice for us. And seeing that a lot of the swelling and bruising has gone down now, makes me feel a whole lot better.
Sorry if that made you worry at all.
Not your fault you got punched in the face. That psychopath is to blame for all this. But are you really doing okay now? I could have Amy's father fired immediately if you'd like me to.
He's not really to blame for most of his daughter's actions, and I hope that she'll already learn from her mistakes now after being fired and taken to court. And actually, her father is going to be paying us that settlement, as well as for the wedding being canceled, and for my medical bills. I really hope that leads to his daughter learning how to properly take responsibility for her actions, though.
He did say he was terribly sorry to me. So did Amy sometime after that. Although hers didn't sound anywhere near sincere. And from what he has told me about Amy, she's going to start looking for another job when she's no longer on parole. I hope that she's really learned her lesson somewhat.
Same here. I really was hoping that she'd have to serve some jail time, though, for what she'd done to me, but I guess we had the choice of either getting money from her or sending her behind bars. We chose the money, of course, and maybe that means her father will make her pay him back for all that he had to lose sometime.
I would have been more worried had we sent her to jail. That would have probably only made her character worse than it already is. Heck, might even turn her into a killer for all we know. So I'm kind of glad she just has to be on parole for a while.
That's a good point. Felix, thank you so much for going through all of this with me. And now that we've had our wedding, please go through the rest of this marriage with me as well. In the end, Amy went and took partial responsibility for her actions and left the company when my husband went to her and said she was being fired. Her father, however, was able to avoid the same fate as her and said that he'd devote more of his time and energy to the company, making up for what she'd done. Now, this may seem a bit soft of me, but I did say that I never wanted her to end up going to prison for having hurt me as bad as she did, but going to jail for a little while would have been fine. Amy is still very young after all, and sending her to prison would be a death sentence, I think, since she doesn't look like the type that could defend herself from the people in there. After a few months had gone by and she was no longer on the strict schedule of a parole, she was allowed to find a new job, which she's working on right now. Her father has told us that she's begun to pay him back for paying off the settlement and everything now, and says that she's a lot less aggressive than she was before. That being said, my husband and I still hold a little bit against her, but at least now we can all laugh about those days together. I still have a pretty nice scar on my cheek from where she punched me and have asked that her father take a picture of it and send it to her, just to remind her of what actions led her to where she sits now. And hopefully the sight of that will cement in her mind not to ever cause any trouble for anyone like she'd done to me again. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.